You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at insurancechicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at insurancechicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to insurancechicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at insurancechicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? Insurancechicken.com. That's insurancechicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Holy cow, it's Fair Week. How did that happen? We've got the WH Lion Fairgrounds hopping with people all week long with the Sioux Empire Fair. We're going to be there on and off throughout the entire week, broadcasting, having some fun. I would encourage you to join us for something really fun this afternoon. I believe it's 6 p.m. I'm going to get all the details from Sean coming up in a moment. We've got Sean from the Man Salon in Sioux Falls. We'll be talking with him on the telephone here in just a little bit about Mullet Mania. It's happening this afternoon at the WH Lion Fairgrounds during the Sioux Empire Fair. Last night, there were a ton of mullets out there. We had Hairball. They were performing, having a great time. And tonight, if you've got a mullet, you can show that off and actually, maybe win some cool prizes with Mullet Mania at the WH Lion Fairgrounds for the Sioux Empire Fair. Mullet Mania brought to you by the Man Salon. I get to be the MC for the event. We're going to chat with Sean from the Man Salon here in a bit. But first, he doesn't have a mullet, but he's got a lot of great information on real estate. We're going to chat with Mr. Brent Baker coming your way next with a little real estate update. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour on a Monday.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Excited to have Brent Baker joining us once again from Clients First Group and Keller Williams. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I always look forward to this.
I do too. I look forward to having you come in. Now, the last couple of weeks we were on the outside of the home. We're talking about a checklist on things people should do to maintain their property, make sure not only that it's beautiful and wonderful for you, but someday when it's time to transfer that to somebody else, whether you're selling it or giving it to family members or whatever you're doing, to make sure that it maintains its value. And again, we talked about the roof, the siding, the gutters, making sure trees are trimmed. Now we're inside. And we should probably start somewhere with plumbing maybe, because that can be an issue that not everybody can tackle. So we want to make sure that that's taken care of properly, don't we?
Well, it's one of the most basic functions in your house. We don't go outside to do our business anymore.
Hopefully not.
And I can't tell you the last time I saw a Sears and Roebuck catalog. So
No. There's no more outhouses. They're all indoors now.
That's
Thank
right.
Goodness.
But whether it's washing the dishes, personal care, or just cleaning the house, plumbing is a critical thing, and there's multiple portions to your plumbing. I mean, there's the incoming, but also the distribution points, be it the kitchen sink, in the bathroom, your washer and dryer. And plumbing does age, and old houses have old plumbing, and so they're more prone to things. Today we have better plumbing types and functions, but still it has to be maintained. Don't leave your garden hose hooked to the exterior of your house in the winter, or you will have problems. But it can be inspected, and a good place to look is always under the sink in the bathroom or the kitchen, because leaks go undetected at times, and it starts to do damage not just to the cabinetry, but you can also start mold because there's not good air movement there.
And that can get out of control really quickly. So a little drip, it's not like it takes years. That could take literally days or weeks, and you could have a major problem.
Correct. And I've seen some of those houses.
So in addition to the plumbing, something connected to the plumbing is a water heater. That's another one. You want to make sure that that's all taken care of, because that's one of the things when we were looking at homes, we were going, okay, it looks like they got a new water heater. They got a new furnace. These are things that were on our checklist when we're buying a home, because they're major expenses that you don't want to take. You don't want to add that major expense after buying a house.
Correct. The average life expectancy for a water heater with a metal case is 7 to 9 years. The poly ones that like the Reams, and so forth. Now I can't come up with a name, but the plastic-bodied ones have a much longer life expectancy, but heating elements will go bad over time. If a water heater gets to a certain age and it's a metal case, it will start to leak. And do you know when it starts to leak?
Probably right after I buy the house.
It will start to leak while you're asleep or away.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
I remember one morning waking up and stepping into the back room of my house and seeing this little river of water.
Oh, no.
So, fortunately for me, I happened to enter there that morning, turned off the main, called my wife and said, there won't be water when you get home.
Yeah.
And, fortunately we caught that one.
Nice. And let's talk about one last thing here, and then we're going to finish this list next week. But the dryer vent, that's something that we were talking about, washer and dryer. But sometimes you don't even think about things like that. But if your dryer vent gets plugged, you could literally burn your house down.
Correct. And that has happened more times than people think it has happened. And I remember a time several years ago, I was on the phone with another agent, and in conversation, she says, "It smells like something's burning in my house." And I said, "So what do you got running?" And she says, "Well, just the dryer." I said, "Well, when has that been cleaned?"
Yeah.
And she couldn't answer that, but she went over into her laundry room, and sure enough, that was the source of it. She turned off her dryer, pulled the clothes out, and called a guy to come and clean it, and it was plugged.
That could make a major, major problem.
It could have been a real big deal. At the time, it was part of a twin home, so it could have been 2 households.
If somebody listening would like to get this checklist from you, or if they would like to visit with you about buying a home or selling a home, how do they get a hold of you, Brent?
605-310-0297, or email me at brentbaker@kw.com.
Thank you so much for coming in, sir.
Always fun.
And again, Brent Baker can also be found on his website, clientsfirstgroup.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Now, at this time, we typically have this day in Sioux Falls history, but right now, we're going to talk about making some history. We've got the WH Lion Fairgrounds packed with people all week long. It's Fair Week, Sioux Empire Fair, going on this week. Again, I encourage you to get out there every single day and enjoy it. There's something going on every day, so many fun things. But something happening tonight that's never happened before. I'm really excited about the first ever Mullet Mania. It's a mullet contest, and it's put on by the Man Salon. I have Sean from the Man Salon on the telephone line right now. Sean, tell me a little bit more about Mullet Mania, the mullet contest happening tonight at the WH Lion Fairgrounds during the Sioux Empire Fair.
Well, thanks for having me on, John. Yes, our very first inaugural Mullet Mania at the fairgrounds. So we are really excited. We have 16 people signed up already. We have a lot of people attending, and it's going to be a really fun time. And the best MC in town is going to be there as well.
Well, I don't know if I'm the best MC, but I'm certainly going to be there having some fun. And I just found out I get to wear a strap-on mullet. You and I both do. Is that right?
Yeah, it's going to be great. They're going to look really good on you.
I think that's awesome. I'm excited. Again, it is coming up this evening. We'll tell you more about the details, but let's talk about the birth of Mullet Mania. How in the world did you guys come up with the idea to do this fun event at the fair tonight?
Well, I wish I could take credit for this wonderful idea, but the CEO of the fair, Scott Wick, approached us a few months ago, and asked if we would like to sponsor a mullet contest, and we're like, yeah, why haven't we done this already?
Well, I love the idea. I think it's really cool. And as a child of the 80s, growing up, I absolutely had a mullet, and I think most people did. Sean, did you have a mullet back in the day as well?
I had one as last year even. I'm kind of bummed that I cut my hair again, but yeah, I kind of went wild man last year and had myself a mullet. So I had one in high school as well.
That's awesome. And the cool thing is the mullet is kind of back in style. I don't know if it's back in style, but it's back around. I'll be out in the wild and I'll just see somebody walk by with a crazy mullet and think, man, that's really cool to see.
It's crazy. We have them all the time. Guys are coming in doing really cool designs. It's obviously just the good trend's coming back, I guess. So it's really fun.
And the mullet is probably the most common name, but I've heard other names for it too, like the Minnesota mudflap. Have you ever heard that one before?
Oh yeah, the hockey hair, that's big, and the Kentucky waterfall is one, and yeah, there's a whole lot of really good mullet names. In fact, everyone who signed up gave what they actually called their mullet, the name they called it, so you'll get to announce those as well.
I love it. I'm so excited for this event, Mullet Mania, coming up tonight. Now, if somebody listening knows somebody with a mullet, can they still register, or is it too late to get signed up now?
Absolutely. You can sign up at up until the time of the contest at 6. You can go on our website at themansalon.net. We have an actual page dedicated to Mullet Mania, and you can sign up there. Any age.
I love that. Mullet Mania, it is tonight, 6 p.m. at the front porch stage at the WH Lion Fairgrounds during the Sioux Empire Fair. And again, our guest today has been Sean from the Man Salon. Sean, thank you for sponsoring this. Thank you for doing what you guys do. And thanks for taking the time to chat with me about it.
Oh, thanks a lot for having me on, John. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be a ton of fun. So if you get a chance, join us tonight, 6 p.m. at the WH Lion Fairgrounds. Mullet Mania, the first ever, and it's sponsored by the Man Salon. I've got all the details at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.